All right, Pickle. Let's go to the phone lines over there. And let's bring in someone who is very well rehearsed on the Golden Triangle region. It's Miss Saphire Cervantes with KBMT. She's a sports reporter over there. We're excited to have her on. Miss Saphire, how are you?
Hey guys, super happy to be here. I'm really excited to talk about the 409. It's become my home for the past year, so I'm all about it.
Absolutely. Well, before we like to get into the nitty gritty football talk here on WTF, we like to learn a little bit more about our guests. So, why don't you go ahead and start off with telling us kind of more about you? How did you get into sports reporting? And, where'd you go to college? Where'd you grow up? Let's learn a little bit more about you.
Well, I'm from downtown Dallas, specifically Oak Cliff, but I went to Woodrow Wilson. Go Cats. Um, then I found my way to Oklahoma State for college. Thought I was going to be a doctor, and then I had to have the awkward conversation with my parents and telling them I was switching my major to sports media. So that was always fun. And yeah, I just kind of fell in love. I was a in-home kind of assistant to a Special Olympics athlete, and all he wanted to do was watch sports 24/7, and that's what I did with him. And it just became something I wanted to do the rest of my life. So yeah, Oklahoma State athletics kind of, I don't want brought me up, and
Mm-hmm.
now I started out in Colorado as a news reporter because I graduated during COVID. So I just kind of applied for any job and moved. And then right after, I went and applied for a sports job, and I came over here to the Golden Triangle, and it's been a lot of fun to say the least.
Man, you've been.
That is awesome.
Yeah, you've
That's
been
really
everywhere.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oklahoma,
just kind of,
Colorado, Texas.
my attitude was wherever the job takes me, I'm gonna go.
Yep.
And it'll be fun.
That's kind of the mindset you have to have when you work in sports media.
Oh, yeah.
You can honestly
Yeah.
end up anywhere. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Last week, you were at West Orange Stark in Nederland.
Right.
West Orange Stark, obviously a very prominent team in the Golden Triangle region. I'm curious, how did they look last week when you went? I know it was a complete blowout of a game. I think they shut out Nederland like 38-0 or something like
Yeah.
that. But how far do you think this team could really go since they're, kind of way, 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 way up there in the rankings?
They're under new coach, Hiawatha Hickman, and he brought in a completely different coaching staff, and they've really done a great job. One of the things they wanted to focus on when I talked to him was their O-line and really bringing more like physicality and, mass to their O-line, and they've really done that, and it's helped them a lot in terms of the run game and just getting plays out quick. And last week I was talking to him, and sometimes they'd play a little too quick to where it would slip up, but he said they've been working on it really hard, and I think tonight's Orange Bowl is going to be a lot of fun.
No doubt. And really, I want to see, because obviously, as you know, you were there last year. Cornell Thompson, just a legendary coach in Texas high school football, officially hanging up, the cleats, as I guess you could say. But Hiawatha Hickman, I mean, we have had the opportunity to talk to him, an unbelievable guy. When you go out there in that community and look at a community that's seeing change for the first time in years, how are people responding to what Coach Hickman's doing out there?
At first it was a little iffy. His hiring process was extensive, but I mean, really, the community loves Mustang football. I mean, if you see the strength and conditioning center that they built and named after Coach Thompson, I mean, it's phenomenal, and they really just back the team as much as they can. And so now that he's the coach and he's named the coach, I mean, he's gotten all the support because what they're used to is state championships there. So as long as he can do that and bring the team back to Dallas, then everyone will be behind him.
For sure. A lot of teams like that in the Golden Triangle region. Like you got West Orange Stark, Silsbee, Port Arthur Memorial, you name it. But do you have a team in mind that might be unranked right now, but maybe could make some noise come district play?
Unranked, well, okay. I was thinking about this. Lumberton's been a big talk all preseason. And last week I was pretty impressed with how Hamster Finette handled Lumberton. They ultimately they lost, and obviously they've gotten some eyes because they kept it a close game. But I didn't expect that game to go the way it did. And I'm going to be honest, I really think Hampshire Finette is going to get more talk as the season goes on. Obviously we have our big teams out here and they're going to take us far. I think Newton is going to do something great, but they're obviously ranked. I mean, we got our big names, but I mean, that slot T with Viter, I have a hard time filming it. So I can only imagine how defenses,
how you play against that.
Oh, yeah, man, you and every other MMJ across
Literally.
the state.
We're all trying to figure it out.
Yeah, even just watching it, you're like, where in the world are they going here?
I know.
Ultimately, I don't know how they keep up with the ball on the field.
No.
Because I can barely keep up with it on the sideline.
That's why they call it a monster. You know how do you defend? That's what the slot T is literally the devil. But we're talking with Saphire Cervantes of KBMT, covering the Golden Triangle region. There's also quite a bit of talent in terms of players in the Golden Triangle region. Who did you see last week, who may have really caught your eye?
That caught my eye. Well, okay, so I was at Westbourne Stark Nederland, of course, so I was paying most attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
The way that Keyshawn Robinson, their quarterback that they named, runs the ball is phenomenal. He has great speed, and he can really maneuver through the holes when he actually decides to keep the ball, which is exactly what they've been working on with trying to make sure the O-line, opens up, gives him options and opens it up for him. But then also, we named this week our athlete of the week, who was it? Port Arthur's quarterback.
Yep.
Davion Wilson. Because, I mean, I'm going to be honest. We all picked PNG to win that game. And Port Arthur came out with the 50-15 win. And, I mean, he showed that, their quarterback before was dual threat, but he really showed that his legs can work just as well as his arm does.
For sure. I'm always curious, too, which game are you kind of looking forward to going to this season? Like maybe a rivalry game, a non-district game, something like that. Which game are you mostly looking forward to going to this year?
Which game am I? So, okay. I would love to go to a Mid-County Madness at one point in time in my life as I'm here in Mid-County. It's Nederland versus PNG. Those are usually our big game of the week, but it brings quite the crowd. Any game at PNG brings such a big crowd. I always love going to West Orange Stark. I mean, they have so much pride in their Mustangs, and same with Port Arthur. I mean, I look forward to every Friday because they're all so different. Everyone's so energetic, and I mean, they also feed me.
Yes. There you go. That's what we were really looking forward to.
Yeah, no, every Friday is so fun, and there's so much energy around every game, and it's nothing like it. The people over here in the 409, they have so much pride in their athletics, and it's not really just football. It's basically everything with any sport. They kind of show up and show out, and so it's always a good time. I can't say that there's one game that I always look forward to. It's Friday. It's Friday's game.
I know that Mid-County Madness is a huge favorite around the DCTF offices, but one of the teams we haven't talked about that I definitely want to get your take on is LCM, Little Cypress Mauriceville. Obviously going from the year before you were there, 1-7, Coach Eric Peavy coming in and completely turning around that program. He was our 4A coach of the year last year. What have you seen out of LCM now that they're a team that's not going to sneak up on anyone? Really, they're going to go in with a target on their back.
Coach TV, I always tell everyone, don't just look past LCM. Coach PV is such a reliable coach. I mean, he was at Westbrook, brought them state championship. Now he's at LCM. And so he's very reliable. They have a new QB. They have Demarion Morris. They have Amir Washington. I mean, Amir is just an absolute monster. If you're out there on the sidelines, you can pick him out just because of his size. Like his size is uncomparable, and so it's going to be really interesting to see kind of how West Orange Stark pairs up, because that's exactly what they've been testing themselves on, is their size. And I mean, they have such great potential. I mean, I haven't gotten to see their quarterback too much in Dean because he moved from linebacker to QB, but PV seems to have a lot of confidence in him, and says he's been really doing great with learning the plays. So I don't doubt that PV is looking for another long run into December.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason as to why they are ranked.
That was just me scratching my nose.
Up in the,
and they are really hungry. I mean, the guys, when I talked to them before at one of their scrimmages, they're like, I mean, we're looking for that again. You know, we're looking to make history once again, and we want to keep LCM, you know, respected in the whole football world. And so they're pumped up, they're ready to go, and you know, I'm excited. I love watching PV coach.
Absolutely. Well, Saphire, before we let you go, where are you going to be this week? Week 2 of the Texas high school football season.
Tonight, I'm going to be at Manville at Westbrook.
Let's go.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
And then tomorrow, I will be at P&G at Port Arthur.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one too. Do you usually go to Thursday and Friday games? Because I know there are some MMJs that just go to maybe Friday or just Thursday. Do you typically go to both Thursday and Friday games?
Yeah, I get the honor of going to both Thursday and Friday games. They're usually always fun. So this is my favorite part of the job. It's nothing to me. So I'm excited about tonight's game against Manville. Everyone's giving me some grief because I picked the, I guess, upset in Westbrook this week.
Oh, I like it.
I like it.
But you know, you gotta have some faith in the 409 sometimes.
Well, she said it best. She is grateful that she's going to go to both Thursday and Friday night games because, you know, we love high school football down here in the state of Texas, and the more games we get to go to, the better. Am I right?
Oh, yeah, amen to that.
Absolutely. She is Miss Saphire Cervantes of KBMT 12 News. She's a sports reporter down there. You can follow her on Twitter at Saphire, SAPHIREC 98. Make sure you go follow her for all of your Golden Triangle region news. Miss Saphire, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck the rest of the season. Make sure you get some sleep.
Yeah, thank you guys. Hopefully you get to make the trip over here. It's a lot of fun.
We will hit you up before we're down there, girl. Nice to talk to you.
There she goes. Miss Saphire Cervantes, again, sports reporter down there at KBMT 12 News. You can follow her again on Twitter at SapphireC98 for all your Golden Triangle news.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.